Hello everyone. Uh, Thanks for giving me this opportunity to speak in front of all of you. It's always great to be back in IIT. I live very close by. I drop in very frequently, but it always feels great to be back. Uh, for all those who don't know me, my name is Abhishek Jain. I'm a chemical engineer by education. I got my BTech in chemical engineering in 2002. Uh, by profession, I was an IT guy for 9 years. I worked for Deloitte Consulting, was doing ERP, supply chain, and moved more towards energy efficiency. And it happened more so because I got married to my wife, who's a MTech from IT Bombay as well. She's an energy systems person, and she was a energy efficiency consultant. And when we were setting up our house, what she did, I mean, she made sure that we put the right appliances, we use them properly. And interestingly, our bills were very low. And in fact, I mean, if you are aware of, all of you are from Mumbai, so our bills were around 1,000, 1,200 and something like that. So I mean, I was amazed looking at the electricity bills that we had. And when I used to talk to everyone around me in our complex, it was 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. I was like, this is something amazing. I mean, like, what we know is something which has to go across, because there's so many people who are not aware of it. In fact, when I remember when I was a kid, I was in a small city, and power cuts used to be power cuts was the norm. I mean, everywhere, every day we used to have 2 or 3 or 4 hours of power cut. And what I felt was, I mean, like at that time, even if the electricity bills were high, most of the people used to think, how can I tamper the meter to get lower electricity bills? And never ever we used to think about, okay, what can I do better in my house in terms of appliances, in terms of usage. So we thought, okay, we need to do something in this space. And definitely IT was my strength, so it had to be something that's related with software. So we started thinking about it. We started, this was around 2011, we started thinking about what is it that we can do with software in this space. And we researched a lot. We found out a lot of interesting ideas which are happening internationally, especially in the US. In fact, in the US, there's a lot of talk about climate change and what we can do to mitigate climate change and what all stuff that we can do to avoid it. So a lot of interesting ideas happening over there. There's a startup by an IIT guy as well, which is called Bijle, which was doing itemized billing of electricity bills. So we all get electricity bills, but we don't know how much are we spending on each appliance. I mean, how many of you know that how much are you spending on AC? No one knows that. So that was a very interesting thing, and I thought that this is something quite exciting. I mean, if I can get to that level where I can figure out how can we find out how much am I spending on my AC, or how much am I spending on my TV or whatever, and if I'm spending high, what can I do to reduce that? Can I, if I make a change, I mean, if I replace it with an efficient appliance, will it be better? Or if I start using it properly, will it be better? So those were the things which we were not aware of. In fact, there was another interesting startup we observed, which was doing social comparison. So it was like, if I know that how much my neighbor is spending on electricity bills, and if he is spending less and I'm spending more, that makes me think that what is it that I'm doing wrong? So those were the interesting ideas that were there, and we still have those ideas. It's just that when we started, we went around, we talked to people in Tata Power, Reliance, and we also talked to people in MERC and CERC. Somehow, because we were very new in this, I mean, I was at least very new in that space, and people didn't have that sort of confidence. So that kind of software didn't work out. So, but then we started thinking, what is it that, why is it that we are doing it? And what we felt was, why is it that people are not buying efficient appliances, and why is it that people are not, I mean, are they not concerned about it? I mean, if I think of saving, I mean, if someone tells me ways to save money, I'll definitely do that. So there are better appliances, there are better ways to do things, but why is it that people are not doing it? So that got us involved in all the behavioral economics things, and that got us very excited. So what we started doing was we started going around and meeting friends, started auditing their places. So we went to 20 different friends' houses. We observed their air conditioners, we observed their refrigerators, we observed their consumption pattern, and we also tried to figure out how much information do they have. So we realized that the information percolation is not there. I mean, people don't have that information. They would definitely want to do it. It's just that they don't have that information. So that got us thinking. I mean, we have to start somewhere, and we have to do something in this space. So what we started doing was we started putting a website which is bijlibachao.com, and every time we did a research, we found out something. We made sure that we noted it on the website. And along with that, we started researching a lot. We started gathering database of appliances. So we have a fantastic database of air conditioners, refrigerators, ceiling fans, their power consumption, how much do they, what is the rated power of that. So even for refrigerators, so we collected all that database and we started creating a bunch of software. So first software that we created was electricity bill analyzer. So I thought, the first thought that came into my mind is if someone has to compare appliances, so like if you go in the market and if you want to buy a refrigerator and there's one which says yearly consumption of 600 units and there's another which says 550, what does those 50 units mean for you? Right? Do you really know that what is the monetary value of that? So we felt that that information is not there, and it changes from every state because every state has a different tariff. Every state has a different structure. So what I thought was first thing is to create an electricity bill calculator. So we had to create electricity bill calculator. We had to read the tariff of all 27, 28 states. We made sure that we wrote down all the tariffs from all the states. And what we did was we created a calculator which kind of gives you, it tells you what is your unit per unit rate. So if you know that per unit you're paying say 5 rupees or 6 rupees, so if there is like 50 units that you're using extra, you know that it's costing you 300 rupees if it is 6 rupees. So that kind of information has to be sent across to the people. So the calculator shows you per unit rate. It shows you that what are the different slabs of electricity tariff and which slab do you lie in and how much are you paying. I mean, if in your last slab you have 50 units and you're paying 10 rupees for that, so in fact if you work slightly for those 50, saving those 50 units, you save 500 rupees. And why don't we do that, right? So that kind of information came out from the calculator. Then we started collecting the appliance database. With the appliance database, the intent was if you're planning to go to buy something, so you need to have that information as to if I'm buying a 5-star rated AC as compared to a 3-star or a 4-star AC, how much does that mean in terms of my usage and my tariffs? So those are the kind of calculators that we created. We also started collecting a lot of information as to how to efficiently use your refrigerator. So, and it was a very interesting thing. I found out that if you keep the refrigerator in one corner and there's not enough space, it actually emits heat, and if it does not get enough space for heat transfer, it will start using a lot more electricity. And the typical mentality is tuck the refrigerator in one corner. So that was one small thing. And then I didn't know that if I don't close the lid of the, if there's a liquid which I'm keeping in the refrigerator, and if I don't keep it closed, it increases the electricity consumption. I didn't know that. So those were the small things that I got to know about, and definitely there was more thoughts behind that. These were small things that we were noting down. We were telling people that okay, say a ceiling fan, a regulator of a ceiling fan. A lot of people have those old resistor type regulator, which actually does not reduce any power consumption. If you use the electromagnetic small ones, those are the most efficient ones. So those are small things that we got to know. Then we also started thinking, I mean, we talk about going green, and frankly, there's a lot of talk about going green, but do people really know that what do they have to do to go green? So that information was not there. Small things, renewable energy. I want to put up a solar PV panel in my house. How do I do that? What do I do to go about that? Right? I mean, I want to get subsidy. What's the process of getting the subsidy? And these are very simple things, and these are very common things which people don't get to know about. So we started putting up all that information. We started, and this was just 20 months back, so it's not full 2 years since we started it. And right now it's quite successful. We get about 6,000 visitors a day on our website. So a lot of people come to the website to actually look for that information. And thankfully we have started getting a lot of ad revenues as well, which helps us sustain the initiative. So that's how we started Bijli Bachao, and that's what is going on with Bijli Bachao. And by the way, I'm also part of another initiative which is called Wilcard. And this was not publicized, but I'm actually part of Wilcard. And it is that initiative I'm doing with a friend of mine, who is my batchmate, Kiran Patil. So at Wilcard, what we are trying to do is we are trying to use our skills of IT and ERP, supply chain and all that to create a sort of system to help generate livelihood opportunities in rural India. So Wilcard, we started it as an e-commerce portal, through which we are selling handicrafts. But initially it was more on e-commerce. Now we have diversified. We are selling in stores. We are doing exports as well. We just started doing exports with that. So that's the other initiative that I have. And it was, I mean, I joined Wilcard. The main reason was that I wanted to do something with IT and sustainability, and it gelled with the whole theme of sustainability, the whole helping of rural India, and we didn't want to take it the NGO route because we personally feel that it has to be for profit, because when there is money, the money comes in, people get motivated quite a lot. So even if you have to hire some more people, right, the money keeps the motivation. So we thought that we'll not keep it just as an NGO. We'll keep it a for-profit entity, but we try to focus that we don't go beyond the products from villages, because we are selling handicrafts. So a lot of people approach us that I do create handicrafts at my home. Will you sell my handicrafts on your website? We say sorry, we don't do that. We just take products from villages. We work through NGOs. We work through our artisans, the network of artisans that we have. So that's the second initiative that I have. In fact, actually, when I talked to Abhishek Thakkar, he told me that we had a completely different discussion. I thought that I have to prepare about more of a motivational speech for newer entrepreneurs, but I see a pretty experienced crowd out here. So I don't know how much time do we have, Abhishek?
Just about 5 minutes.
Just about 5 minutes. Okay. So actually, whatever other things that I had, I can probably take some other time if you.
We'll throw it open for discussion.
Yeah, we can open it for
please
discussions.
People say that closing appliances. This is Deepak Sheth. I've read in many places that stopping the appliances with remotes and leaving the mains open consumes power. Can you throw some light on that?
So it's actually called standby power or ghost power, and that's one of the common things we tend to forget, that if we don't switch off the appliances from the mains, it still consumes electricity. We did some experiments. We found out for TV it's like 1 or 2 watts. With air conditioners we found it was around 5 watts. And in fact, one of the most interesting things we found out was these days for all television connections, it's all direct digital TV, right? DTH, direct to home, right? So for DTH boxes, especially the HD DVR boxes, they consume 30 watts of power. Even if even if you're using it or you're not using it, if you have not switched it off from the mains, it keeps consuming 30 watts. So especially for
30
DTHs,
watts like what? I mean, over a period of a month or what?
No,
30 watts is an instantaneous. That's a power consumption. If I had to give you an analogy, watt is like speed. Distance is the energy consumed. So distance is the energy consumed. Watt is just the speed. So 30 watt. I mean, if you keep it on for say.
What man?
For a ceiling fan, I mean, if you're not using a star-rated ceiling fan, then a ceiling fan is 75 watts. In fact, if I have to tell you the kind of whatever analysis that we have done till now, if I have to give you a pattern of consumption, the most energy-consuming appliance is an air conditioner. Second, interestingly, at times it is ceiling fan or a refrigerator. And people tend to ignore ceiling fan. Most of the people think, okay, if I replace my lights with CFLs, I'll start saving some electricity, but that's not the case. Your most electricity consuming appliances are air conditioners, ceiling fans, refrigerators, and water heaters. In that sequence. The iron box is actually, interestingly, a lot of people think that these appliances like if you look at a lot of calculators, especially the one on Reliance or Tata Power website, what they do is air conditioner 1.5 kilowatt, so 1.5 units in 1 hour. But that's not the case. It's actually a appliance which has a thermostat in it. It's the same with the iron. It has a thermostat in it. So even though the iron is rated as 1 kilowatt, it actually is on only for 15 to 20 minutes throughout an hour. So if you use it for 1 hour, it uses 0.25 or 0.3 units of electricity. So it's quite less.
So recently, I was buying an air conditioner, and so there are the rated star-rated air conditioners. So there is, yes, electricity consumption is less, but the price difference is also a lot.
Exactly.
So I did some calculation. I may be wrong, but I concluded that to recover that difference of price, it would take me using that appliance for 3 to 5 years.
So a lot depends on, your usage as well, right?
Yes,
So what we have done is we have done some calculations specifically related to air conditioners. If we compare a 3-star versus 5-star, right? If your usage is more than 1,000 hours in a year, a 5-star will pay you back in like 3 to 5 years, definitely. 3 to 5 years.
3 to 5.
Yeah.
But then the consumer thinks that 3 to 5 years, so I would rather save some money now.
But you'll continue using that AC for like 10-15 years, right?
But no AC lasts beyond 5 years.
That's it. Typically, life of an AC should be at least 10 to 12 years, not less than that.
In Godrej, refrigerator we had for 30 years. But today's Godrej doesn't last 30 years.
Yeah, but it's come down to maybe 10, not 5.
There is a lot of salinity in Bombay air, so it gets rusted. Because especially the equipment is outside.
So you have to definitely take care of that aspect.
We'll take
Yeah.
one last question. Other questions you can discuss with Abhishek offline, just outside the room. Or on the website.
So we get around 6,000 people per day on the website, and our revenues right now is only through ads. So if I cannot tell it.
Abhishek, is it possible to do an itemized bill for a home right now in India? Does technology exist in India?
The technology does not exist. Actually, I help a lot of people do that. It's all in the brain right now. I definitely need to create a software for that. So that's something which is pending.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Have you done anything on the power factor manipulation or improving the power factor for?
So power factor, it helps a lot when it's an industrial or a commercial connection, because most of the time it's on basically the billing is on kVH rather than kWh, kilowatt hour. At residential level, it's all kilowatt hour calculation, so power factor does not play much role. In fact, a lot of people ask me this, that there are energy savers available in the market. Those are basically capacitor banks which are available, and people ask me whether they should buy it or not. And my straight answer to them is like, if you're buying it for residential connection, then it does not make any impact. If it is residential, if it's industrial or commercial, then it definitely makes a lot of sense. It can save 30 to 35% electricity. I mean, if your power factor is really bad, around 80 or 75, it can go up to 99% basically. So it can do that.
Thanks a lot. Thanks. This is Abhishek from Bijli Bachao. They say money is the biggest motivator. So I don't think there'll be a dearth for questions that you want to ask Abhishek. Those who want to follow up can follow up with him outside the room during the interviewing session. Visit his website. We have a lot more good speakers, a lot more good fundamentals. I welcome Sandeep Kapila from Swasth India.